Hey guys, so today we are going to be getting ready together and we're going to be trying out some new drugstore makeup. I've been collecting a couple of items here and there and finally getting a chance to sit down and we're going to try them out. I've already applied my moisturizer and my primer. I used the NYX Pore Filler Primer today because we are trying out a new foundation. I don't want to try out a new primer and foundation at the same time. We just want to narrow down our variables here. So the foundation I'm going to be trying out today is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I paid, I think, $5 to $6 for this product, and I bought this around New Year's, but I had went on vacation and I was way too tan for the color that I had picked out when I was much paler. Oh, I should have clipped up my hair first. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can do this without getting foundation in my hair. All right, good enough. All right, so I also have some new sponges that I want to test out. But again, since I've never used this foundation before, I also want to use my original beauty blender on one half of my face and then the EcoTools sponge on the other half, which is this one right here. So it seems like it's blending in really easily. It seems like super easy to work with. I think this is supposed to be a matte finish, but it's like a satin matte. Foundation looks nice. It looks like it is reflecting some light. I still have some like scarring right here that is still visible. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip my beauty blender into the foundation on the back of my hand directly and try to build it up in that area. Seemed to build up pretty nicely. It didn't like lift off of itself or blend itself away when I applied more. I have a couple of freckles like around my face, like one under my eye here, around my mouth, and those are still visible. So I would kind of call this probably a medium to buildable coverage. And now let's go ahead and try this EcoTools sponge on the other side of my face. Right off the bat, this feels more dense than the Beauty Blender. This is damp right now. Why did that? Let me apply it to my face first and then blend it out like I did on the other side. Now this side of my face, I actually have more scarring in the same area. I get very dry right in between my eyebrows this time of year, and a lot of foundations will accentuate that and it just will not look good. And so far I don't see any issues. I honestly cannot tell a difference between either side application. I really do like how large this area is. Really can blend out quite a large area at a time, so that's really nice. The EcoTools sponges come in a pack of 2. It's $9.99 for both. My only issue with that is if you don't want to repurchase both sponges, I don't think these are sold separately. As far as what I've seen in stores, you are paying $10 for a single sponge, which is still half the price of a beauty blender, but it is more expensive than, let's say, like the Real Technique sponge or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't have a new concealer to try, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I have the shade Creamy Beige. I really don't know if this is ideal for concealer because of the shape of the sponge. Yeah, this is definitely much stiffer than the other sponge. And I feel like it's absorbing a lot more product. I did buy the powder that goes along with the Wet n Wild foundation. This is the Photo Focus Pressed Powder. I have Tan Beige. I really am terrible at picking out powder colors for some reason. Now, usually I use a translucent powder. I'm going to use a smaller taper brush for my under eyes and then go in with a larger brush for the rest of my face. So the next thing I picked up also from Wet n Wild is this Mega Glow Contour Stick. I have the shade Call Me Maple. I'm just going to contour with these. Or with this, not these. This is a single product here. So I'm actually going to try to blend this out with this sponge here. We'll do the sponge on one half, and then on the other half of my face I'll use what I normally use, my little oval brush, or the little hairbrush as Vin likes to call it. I do kind of wish they had a little more of a cooler range of contour colors, but overall this blended out really nicely, and we'll see how it wears throughout the day. But now I'm going to go back in with the powder and just kind of set the remainder of the face before we apply like bronzer over everything else. I do really like this powder so far, especially when I was swatching it earlier. It feels very silky, very finely milled, and really like a high-end powder. Let's use some bronzer. I'm just gonna go in with my Physicians Formula bronzer. This is the Bronze Booster. I've been looking for the butter bronzer in stores and I can't seem to find it, so I might order it online. I don't really wear eyeshadow on like an everyday basis, but I want to try out this new e.l.f. palette. Well, I don't know if it's new, but I got sent this. Is the Mad for Matte 2 palette. And again, I was swatching these and they seem super creamy. I'm usually not a big fan of e.l.f. eyeshadows. They make a lot of other great products. I can't open this palette. Oh my gosh. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do is just go in with this cream color all over the lid. Just going to put this from lid to brow bone. Next, we're going to take this warmer brown right here. Just kind of pop that into the crease. On a slightly more tapered blending brush, I'm going to go in with this warmer orange shade. And I'm just taking this second shade in the palette right here, just on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to pack this on the lid. Again, this like pure suede tan shade. Kind of blend this underneath. And then just to deepen up the lash line a little bit, I'm going to go in with this darkest brown on a pencil brush and kind of work this right into the lash line. And then we can throw a little bit of this on the bottom as well, on the outer third. So overall, I think this is a really nice palette for like an everyday eyeshadow look, or if you're traveling and you need a nice array of like matte shades. Okay, so next we're going to apply some mascara, but first I want to curl my lashes. So this is just the e.l.f. lash curler that I used. And then the mascara we're going to be using, I really like this so far. I've been using this for like 2 weeks now. This is the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade Mascara. I was honestly not expecting to like this as much as I do because I have not been a fan of Wet n Wild mascaras in the past, but I feel like this holds a curl insanely well. You kind of have to work quickly. You can't wait a while with this mascara and then apply a second coat. If you do want to apply a second coat, I'd say wait no longer than the time it takes to apply your first coat to your other eye. Otherwise, it does tend to clump up a bit. This is a fiber mascara, so I think that might have something to do with it. Okay, so this is 2 coats of the mascara. Done. To fill in my eyebrows, I'm going to be using this NYX eyebrow powder pencil. I think this is new. Honestly, do not mind my eyebrows. They are like super hairy. I'll just say it's a very editorial look, but I mean, it just really is just hairy and they're just long, so whatever. It almost feels like kind of like cooling, like almost like gel-like. And when it comes to brows, I've been trying not to fill them in as much. Also just meaning that instead of like stenciling my whole eyebrow out, I'm just kind of applying the product where I need it. I get kind of wrapped up in like the Instagram brow trend when I really don't need to do that. I have pretty full eyebrows as is. And then just to set these, because my hairs will like droop and go in a million different directions because they're so freaking long, I'm just going to use the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, which honestly I kind of need something that holds it in place a bit better. e.l.f. came out with a bunch of new illuminators or highlighting powders, but I honestly have not worn them yet, but am not crazy about how they swatched, but what I will try out today is this bronzed glow highlight powder, and I'm going to use this as kind of like an all-over bronzer. But then I have some really fun NYX duochromatic highlighters that I really want to play with, so I'll probably use one of those to highlight. But for this, we'll just slap this on with another fluffy brush, the same one we used for the bronzer. Alright, that's actually really pretty. It kind of just gave like a nice golden highlight everywhere, but it didn't have like an opaque bronze base to it, so it wasn't really like a bronzer, even though, I mean, it's obviously a highlighting powder, so, but it did look very deep in the pan, like it would have like a nice opaque base to it, so this was deceiving, but very pretty to give like a nice glow to the skin. So let's see, I have 3, actually, no, I have 4 of these duochromatic powders from NYX. This is Crushed Bloom. This is more of like a kind of like a blush tone. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this one kind of as like a blush slash highlight. And then for the lips, I grabbed, again, from Wet n Wild, this Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Matte Lipstick, and I have the shade Nudie Patootie. It's like way too gray for me right now. I know a couple of the other matte lipsticks that NYX came out with, not NYX, Wet n Wild came out with, really like settled into like the lines on my lips, but this so far like feels a lot more comfortable and seems like more opaque than the other ones have been. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna mix this with something else because it's just not the right shade for me right now. Okay, much better. I just went ahead and used a little bit of the Abu Dhabi Soft Matte Lip Cream by NYX. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to do, because my skin's looking a little bit dry, I think, from the powder and in combination with like a more matte foundation, is I just want to set everything with this rose water and glycerin spray. It's 1 o'clock right now. I'll check back in a couple hours. I have to go run some errands. I'm going to do some homework, all the good stuff, and we'll see how the makeup is holding up. Alright, so I will talk to you guys in a couple hours. Hey guys, so it is about 8:30 now, so 7 hours since I first put on my makeup, and I wanted to like check back in and pretty much basically review the foundation or my first impression of it. So as you can see, I do have some shininess in my normal areas where I do get oily, like my forehead, my cheeks, a little bit on my chin. I have not touched up at all throughout the day. I only really left the house pretty much right after I applied my makeup, and ever since then I've been home doing homework, so I didn't really feel the need to touch up. But I started to notice my skin getting more oily around, I want to say like 6 o'clock, so like 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago, after about like 5 hours of wear, which is not bad. I actually really like this foundation. It feels really comfortable. It has nice coverage. As you can see, the contour and the blush and highlighter all actually lasted pretty well. The only thing that totally faded are the lip products that I had on. I had lunch at about 3 o'clock, so 2 hours after I put my makeup on, and that's when I started to notice it fading, and then I really didn't bother to reapply. But before I ate, my lips still looked perfect, and I did really like the lip color that these two gave mixed together, so I would definitely wear them again. But I would probably go ahead and throw these in my purse if I know that I'm going to be out for a longer period of time and needing to touch up my lips. Okay guys, so that is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. I do have some new drugstore products still that I have not used. Like I said, I really want to get my hands on those duochrome illuminators and start playing around with those because I'm super excited about them. I'm thinking about doing some sort of ethereal like Valentine's Day look with those. And I also have some workout footage that I want to get edited and uploaded since some of you had expressed that you do like my fitness content, so be on the lookout for that as well. So if you guys have any other video requests, be sure to leave them down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.